Either way, just whatever you want to do. Hey, everybody. Sorry we are so late. We're just having a little bit of
It's
sound issues
me.
here.
It's me.
But we got it. We got it. Okay, so tonight is Sansa 3, and it's been so long since we've had a Sansa chapter. My goodness.
Woohoo!
Woo. So it's just,
Sorry, I.
oh, you're welcome, Eduardo. Hey, I just want to shout everybody in the chat real quick. Thanks for waiting, y'all. Eduardo, Ree, Nancy T, Terry T, and Bubba Husky. Good to see y'all. And I love brownies. Very lucky.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets. Hey, guys.
Jiminy
Sorry.
Crickets.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets. I am like kind
Rats.
of scary
Rats.
Mary. Scary Mary.
Oh,
It's all
hey.
good. Oh, well, kind of all good. I am scary Mary. I apologize.
No, you look cute.
Oh, shit. Thank you. Thank you, dear. That's all
Uh-oh.
you only say that because you love me.
No, I really think you look cute, and I'm light and you're dark today, so that's good. That's cool. Okay, so I'll do the overview. Everybody,
Yes,
welcome back.
please.
You know, I'm Jen, and then tonight for our guests we have Moni G. Moni, you want to introduce yourself?
Um, Hello, friends. Good to see you. And we're talking about the ginger that everybody loves to love or loves to hate. So, and it's Sansa 3, and we're quite a ways into the book, and
We really are.
it's only her third POV. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
and we
let's
really are quite a bit into the book at this point, and yeah,
yeah.
we've been doing book club for like a year, so and
Yeah.
we're not really that far into the book, and it's been, of course, we've missed some weeks and whatnot, but things arise.
Well, I say let's
Okay,
rock
so
the Casbah.
let's rock the Casbah. Okay, so we open up the chapter, and Sansa has been taken to the throne room, and she gets to see this exchange go down of when the villagers come in and say, and we saw this last week in the Eddard chapter, when they come in and say that somebody, a mountain on a horse, has come through their town and burnt and pillaged and raped, and Eddard and company decide pretty much that it's Gregor Clegane, and several people volunteer to go, one being included Loris Tyrell. And Sansa thinks to herself that her father should have seen Loris Tyrell, but he doesn't send Loris Tyrell. He sends Beric Dondarrion, some of his household guards, which includes Alan, who has just recently taken over Jory's spot. And Sansa even thinks to herself that one day Alan will be a knight and that he was handsomer than Jory. So right now, Sansa is still very much everything by appearance, everything by appearance.
And
And
that's okay because she's young.
she's very young. And then when we get later in the chapter and we see her reasons for not wanting to leave King's Landing, they're pretty immature. And I think a lot of these things in this chapter is just to point out just how immature her state of mind really is. So
I concur.
she's telling Septim Ordain that she says that to Septim Ordain that she thinks Loris Tyrell should have been the one to get to go. And Septim Ordain is pretty much telling her it isn't her place to judge what her father does. And Lord Baelish overhears them. And Septim Ordain is just very mortified by this. And Lord Baelish says, no, the decisions your father's been making lately, somebody needs to question them. And then he gives
Which is
her,
crazy.
yeah, and he gives her a bow, and he asks her, well, why did you feel that he should have picked Loris? And we know from previous chapters that he thought that he should have got Loris Tyrell involved, so basically he would draw the Tyrells to his side. But that's not the reason Sansa has. And
No.
Sansa explains about monsters and heroes. And this is where we get the quote from Lord Baelish where he says, yes, but life is not a song. Life is not a fairy tale. And
Which
and
all depends.
She goes.
All depends on how you look at it.
Right. And then she's later telling Jane Poole what has occurred in there. Jane has been in love with Beric Dondarrion since seeing him at the hands tourney. Then she also tells about how she has seen a brother from the Night's Watch, and how she thinks to herself how she kind of feels sorry for John because, you know, she had a different image herself. She was like John. She had a different image for what the Night's Watch would be. And she says, you know, that Yoren was dirty and smelly. And if she wasn't mistaken, she thought that he had lice. And that morning, she had got up to her window and watched, and she thought it was so just like the songs and stories when she saw the Baratheon, the Stark, and the Dondarrion colors flying, and they were going off. And then she goes into breakfast, and Arya is at breakfast. Now, she was supposed to be with them in the throne room yesterday, but she was busy at her dancing lesson, which we all know are really sword lessons. And Sansa is like, what are they doing? Are they going to, Arya says, what are they doing? Are they going to get Jaime Lannister? Are they going to get the Kingslayer? And Sansa decides to tell her what happened and how Beric Dondarrion is riding off to go get Gregor Clegane. And then she even asked Septim Ordain if when they get Gregor Clegane's head, will it be on the gates at Beric Dondarrion's house or will it be on the gates at the Red Keep? To which Septim Ordain is like, this is not any kind of talk for breakfast. And then Arya and Sansa get in an argument again, basically over Micah and, you know, who it's okay to kill and who it's not okay to kill and Joffrey's involvement. And Arya throws a blood orange at her and it hits her right smack on top of the head and goes squish.
Yeah, which is like, sorry, man, but that's pretty bogue. I mean, I get, but no, I could see where Sansa would have freaked out.
Sansa had kind of just threatened her too and was like, you'll watch your mouth one day when you're calling me your grace and I'm the queen.
Well, it's true.
And that's when Arya threw the orange at her and it ruined Sansa's dress. They get in a big fight. They get sent to their rooms where Sansa cries herself to sleep. And when she does awake at midday to Septim Ordain knocking on the door, Sansa has been dreaming and she remembers that she was dreaming a lady. And I equate this to, you know, when something really bad happens and you just go on and you go lay down and then you wake up and for just a minute, you don't remember the bad stuff that went down right before you went to bed, whether it's somebody passing away or your pet dies or whatever bad is going on in your life.
Can I say something? Because I had a big talk with Johnny Giantsbane about this with Sansa not having the ability to warg. And we debated back and forth about it and went toe to toe. And I said, well, I don't agree with that. And he said, well, especially then once after Lady died. But like, isn't that like all of our evidence is the Stark children's dreams, their direwolf dreams? Isn't that the evidence?
Right.
So it was just curious, like just to read this, like after I had that conversation so recently, and it's just like, and also once you warg with a direwolf forever, they're a part of you, you're a part of them, right?
Right.
Isn't that how it goes? Okay, so sorry.
So
it's just you and me. I like,
and I actually do. As a matter of fact, but we'll come back to this. But I actually do think that Sansa had some kind of innate ability. Now, whether or not she ever tapped it, or you say she's tapping it now, I believe that she does have.
You said tapping it now.
I said tap. I sure did. Oh my god. But she says trying to remember her dream and trying to remember Lady is like trying to catch rain in her hands. And so then they go and they see she goes in front of her father. And then not too much later, Septim Ordain comes in and goes, here's the other one. And she's talking about Arya. And her dad tells her, we're going to put you on a boat. We're going to leave here. Don't tell anybody for your own safety. And Sansa argues, and this is when she's like, but I want to marry Joffrey, and I want to have his babies, and he'll be proud as a lion and brave as a wolf. And that's when Arya famously goes, this does happen in the book, and she's like, 7 hells. So that's when that goes down, and Sansa is upset, and basically she doesn't want to leave the city because of the entertainments and Joffrey. But the first thing that comes to her mind is having to go back to boring old gray Winterfell. And Arya is actually being pretty good to her, she apologizes for ruining her dress, which was particularly special to Sansa because it's the dress that Cersei gave her for her betrothal. And it was an ivory dress. So and
it was a very special dress from the queen. I mean, like, let's call a spade a spade. The queen is the queen, and she hasn't really been evil to Sansa yet.
No, not yet. But we know that's coming.
Well, yeah.
So Sansa's very upset and doesn't want to leave. And this is when we get the line, which is also in the books, about, look, I'm gonna when the time comes, I'll find you a husband, and he'll be brave and gentle and strong. And Sansa goes,
I don't want somebody brave and gentle and strong.
No, she doesn't say and strong, which is something I caught on this reread. She actually doesn't say strong. She says brave and gentle. So I think that's something to pick up on.
Yeah, and that's a little bit scary.
She also says, I'll have his babies, and they'll be golden haired, and they'll be proud as a lion and brave
golden haired lions.
And she's like Nerys and Aemon the Dragon Knight. And her father says, this is no Aemon the Dragon Knight, or Florian or Jonquil. And Eddard realizes, boom, out of the mouths of babes. This is when he realizes that's what's up with this book, that Joffrey looks nothing like Robert. And that's what all this is about. And
he should have had a V8.
Russell drinks those. Who drinks V8? Anybody in the chat? I never have got into it, but
I like them.
I like a Bloody Mary every now and again. My stomach has to be in a particularly good place.
Oh, I can't have them anymore. No more Deadly Nightshade for me.
Oh, tomatoes? Tomatoes bother you?
Well, no, I'm like, it triggers my migraines. Tomatoes, peppers,
tomatoes
potatoes.
Are in the nightshade family, so
yep, all of them. Tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, and eggplant.
And that's why a lot of tomatoes break. Like, tomatoes break my dad out in a bad skin thing. So that is a thing.
Tell them to watch out for white potatoes too. And all peppers, all bell peppers, hot peppers, any peppers.
Right.
They're all in the same family. Anyway, sorry.
So there was also this one spot in which when she's talking to Jane Poole at the beginning of the chapter, something about white hearts. You guys, I looked up symbolism behind white hearts. I couldn't find anything. No, I couldn't find anything. Oh. Moni, you got anything on this white heart scenario and what that means?
No, I just I was just going by what she said, but I did like the part where Sansa already, adapted it to no, Joffrey nobly killed it and brought it to me, and Arya was like, what? No, you're never supposed to kill a magical animal. You're just supposed to touch it.
I find this interesting. Yeah, she says that in the stories, people don't kill magical animals. They just touch them. And I don't know if this is what she's telling herself, but I consider her direwolf was kind of a magical animal. I mean, I know it's not the same as a dragon, but I mean, still. I mean, these are the only people in the story that have got direwolves, around them. So I don't know if she's getting some kind of symbology here and she's just saying that, but that, and also when she says about Joffrey, she says that he likes to hunt, not people, just animals, but he certainly does enjoy killing them. And I wonder if that's a little clue to us that no, you're wrong on that too. He does enjoy killing people. He just maybe hasn't worked himself up to that yet.
Yuck, man. He's such a creep, man. I don't, honestly, when I think, who do I who do I hate more, Joffrey or creepy flail boy, the one, the Snow, the Battle of the Bastards, Snow. Oh my God.
Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah, Ramsay. It must be Ramsay because I actually had to skip some of those chapters when I was reading, like skip through them because I can't handle torture. I can't. I'm a sissy wimp. I'm a big baby. I'll admit it. I'm a baby. B-A-B. So yeah, I guess maybe it, but in the show, Joffrey was just such an ass.
Yes, he was. But that's again at this one part where she's like, and I'll have his golden haired children, and they'll be proud like lions and brave like wolves. And Arya's like, he's not a lion, he's a stag. And that's when it hits Ed hard about,
I know,
that's what's
right
up
over the
here.
head. But that was amazing. And like he should have like grabbed Sansa right there and kissed her on the forehead. And then he also should have said, now get down to the docks and get on the boat. Right there. Like enough pussyfooting around. Just get on a boat. Go.
Yeah,
go,
enough shoo-shooing. Do you think that he should have shared with Sansa a little bit more? A lot of people have speculated that if he'd have just been a little bit more open and honest, it would have perhaps been a better situation.
You know, no, I don't think so, because the heart wants what it wants, right? And right now she doesn't know what real love is. And shoot, this is the times of arranged marriages. So the fact that she thinks he's handsome and she has a crush on him so
right,
far.
She thinks she's hit the jackpot, basically.
Yeah, so far, like she's got a crush on him. His mom is gorgeous, and she's been sweet to her, and thinks she's beautiful, and like this is.
I mean, if we look at it from Sansa's point of view, it must have been very confusing, especially without a deeper explanation. Granted, he didn't owe her an explanation, but still.
No, see, and I don't, honestly, to me, like I remember, okay, one time when we were kids, my mom and dad, we went to SeaWorld. They didn't, and that's down there in Sandusky, Ohio, right? And they didn't wake us. They woke us up in the middle of the night, like, oh, we were all.
Oh yeah, like a surprise. I've been on a trip like that before.
Yeah, but they didn't tell us ahead of time, so we couldn't bug them like crazy, right?
Right. We went to Nashville one time like that.
But just woke us up and went. So like, see, that's. But
that I think would have been the better option. I think he should have woke them up like, y'all, come on, be quiet. Our lives are in danger, and
yeah, and just said.
Never said anything to him.
Right. That I think would have been the best plan. But also, like, a bunch of his best guys were just killed. We also know that he just sent off.
And he cites that in the chapter. He says 3 of my men were killed, not, a stone's throw from here. That's why.
Right. But there's also, then he also sent off a bunch of his best men, like, to go hunt. We know that from the last chapter. I mean, I think these are chronological. I don't know for positive.
Some of them are happening at the same time. Like some of the chapter, like I think the Eddard chapter we just read is pretty much happening at the same time as this chapter, but it's just Sansa's point of view. Yeah, you're right. They're either happening at the same time or a little bit before, a little bit later.
I mean, it's pretty close. So, but I think that would have been probably, but see, and this is, and I know, and I honestly, I'm always shocked about the Eddard hate. Like, I don't get it. Nettie, I love Ned. So, but he raised his boys, right? And he was sent down with his girls down to court, and then he's doing this job that he never ever wanted to do. He was the head of Winterfell, which he never was raised to do. Like, that would be the kind of thing, you're second born, and like that's the kind of stuff that you'd snicker at your older brother by. Yeah, you have to learn how to do that. I don't, because you're the firstborn. I'm the secondborn. So like his brother was trained to do all that stuff. He didn't have to learn how to do all that stuff. And then he was tossed into all this pageantry. The North isn't like that. And then girls, he doesn't know. I mean, he loves them, but he doesn't know. I don't know about your dad, but I think most dads with their daughters are kind of like, especially around that age. And I don't know about you, but I probably worked it to my advantage once or twice, maybe.
I'm sure that I did.
Just the whole idea of not having any idea what to do with me. So,
yeah,
it was just like, Dad. But of course, my dad always said no to everything. So it was easy that way. So then we just had to plead with my mom to please.
Right. One of my dad's famous lines would be like, "Ask your mom."
Yeah.
Whatever. Know.
Well, if my mom said ask your dad, then the answer was definitely
no,
definitely
no.
My dad was always no. But I don't think that dads know what to do with girls at that age. They're like, so, and here he is, by himself. Yeah, sure, he has a septa, and septa's is like, you're both making me crazy, and your dad's gonna hear about this, and he's dealing with all these politics, and he's like, I don't. That's okay. All right. Sorry about your stupid silk dress, Sansa. Yeah, you're not. But FYI, I'm breaking off the engagement. Oh, and FYI, when my bestie finds out that I'm breaking off the engagement, he might want my head on a spike, because that's how he rolls. Okay, because he's a little hot-headed. So I got to get you two out of here. But like I said, I think I would have arranged the I would have tried to get the boat and got them packed up and out before they knew what hit them. I wouldn't have talked with them about it. I would have talked with them about it as I was like
right when we were leaving
goodbye on the
waving bon voyage to King's Landing. I would have been like, "This what's up."
Yeah, and I would have been like, "Hopefully, I'll see you up there. But if not, tell your mom I love her." Because he was going to be in big trouble. Are you kidding? Breaking off that engagement would have been.
I mean, it would have definitely, one of two things would happen. It would have probably just brought some stuff to light. But at this point, I think Robert's already hunting. I think all of this is going on at the same time Robert is hunting. So the beginning of the end has already been
in addition to all this. I mean, she already talks about, because he has his leg smashed to smithereens, and she makes a comment about how he's really cross,
she says several times that she believes the pain is making him do things that, and it's funny that Sansa says that, that she notices, and she says the pain is making him, I think, handle situations in a way in which he wouldn't handle them.
Okay, now here's a question though. Do you think that when Arya says, "Oh," like in front of, do you think she's sincerely heartfelt apology, or is she trying to get out of trouble?
I think she really is trying to be apologetic, and the reason I'm saying this is because at the very end of the chapter, that's what she's like, "Oh, come on, it won't be so bad. We get to go on a he names the kind of boat he's going to try to
an adventure," but she knows Sansa isn't into adventures. Like, that's almost like a dig. That's almost like a poke,
right? And
ooh, we get to go on an adventure. Like, she knows Sansa loves the pageantry and all this other stuff. That would be like
I think she really is sincere. I really think she just doesn't have the tools to make, she's being heartfelt, like, oh, well, look on the bright side. Of course, then Arya, she's asked if Syrio Forel is getting to come, and he's like, yeah, he is, if he'll take
so
my
you
service. So Arya's honestly getting what she wants. She wants to go home. The one part about King's Landing that she really likes, which is her sword lessons, her dancing lessons, he's going to come with if he will. So
I don't know. You know what? I'm an older sibling, the oldest sibling, and little brother, and like, they get the baby benefit of the doubt. So sometimes I tend to question their motives a little more. One time he was so sweet, he washed my toothbrush with soap. And like when I brushed my teeth, I was like, bleh! Of course it was disgusting. Sweet thing didn't wash anybody else's toothbrush with soap. And like, so he cried and said, oh, I was just trying to be nice. And I was like, and of course my mom and dad ate it all up. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? No.
You're like this is some serious acting here.
Yeah. Like, wait, he didn't wash his own toothbrush or yours or
right. Good looking out on me there. Thanks.
It was like, wow, he loves me the most that he washed mine with soap.
I am the youngest sibling, and well, I know from my part, in general, I wouldn't even try to console if I wasn't honestly serious about it. Like, I don't generally try to just look, I'm either being nice or not. Like, I don't try to feign any kind of in-betweenness. And there's been several things I've done to my brother. One particular incident sticks out to me when I super glued a BB layer on the bottom of his football cleats for football practice, I guess. I guess he got him out pretty easy. Yeah. Peanut butter in the hair, just some different things. My brother was a lot bigger than me, though, and he would knock you down and make you lose your breath. He used to torture me a little bit, too, by zipping me up in a sleeping bag, and I think that I was suffocating.
What? What you did? What you didn't? You didn't suffocate? No.
Obviously not. Obviously
what?
not.
You didn't suffocate? What, you big baby?
Right. So, I think you can look at it both ways. I certainly get what you're saying. I certainly get your point of things.
Well, I'm just. That's just another perspective. Like, okay, I'm pulling an Obi-Wan, a certain point of view. Like, we don't know for sure because this is Sansa's perspective, but yeah, I definitely I think the biggest mistake here was actually telling them. I'm going
to agree with that. I would have
never ever told them. It should have been a surprise. We're at SeaWorld. We're at Disneyland, whatever. Like,
yeah, like you're all in the car. Guess what? We're going to Disney World.
I'm like, okay, so like, but this is like not woohoo, awesome trip. It's like, haha, I'm saving you from getting your heads chopped off. Woo! But oh well. So anyways, but it was I like in the very first part I thought was like interesting, and I really like that wolf dream struck me as like because I didn't remember her having that dream,
right? And
I don't know, does she have any other ones? Maybe some people in the chat. I'm trying to look, but I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not very good at it. I even have it up, and I'm still not good at it. So, mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you all, and I wish I could talk better in it. So, hello to who do I see now? Ree and Bubba, and Ree and Bubba. Hello. And who else? I don't know. So, I don't know. So, like, where do we start now? That was an excellent overview, hostess with the mostest.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think I got everything.
Eduardo, hello. And la 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 la.
Do you see anything that just sticks out to you as something that needs to be discussed?
Hello, Felicia. My
chat's not working.
It was interesting. Also, see, and I also I also I can empathize with Sansa also, how she tends to say the right thing, um because as not to hurt anybody's feelings. So like Jane was all like,
Yes, and
you
she
know
didn't want to point out that. Yeah, you see her sometimes. I see Sansa twice in this chapter where she wants to, where she thinks when she's feeling sorry for John, and also when she doesn't just want to hurt Jane Poole's feelings just for the sake of doing it.
Nancy T. Hello. Yeah. So okay, and so who is the one that she's all Jane is all cuckoo crazy about?
Barrett Dondarrion.
And is that like the flaming sword dude?
Yes.
Okay. How did we get from here to there? Cuz what when what went down that he became a man without banners?
Well, after he goes out, okay, there it goes. Y'all, my chat have frozen up. My goodness. Okay, Milk K says, hey, Milk. Milk says, I wonder how much of the Sansa hate is influenced by Sophie Turner's horrible acting.
Aw, that makes me feel bad too.
Hey, Mary. Y'all, my chat wasn't working for a minute, but I got it
But
working.
do you really think she's a horrible actress? I don't think
I
so,
don't think so.
Milt. Come
No, you really
on.
think that?
See, but you know what? I'll be the first to admit I am a fan, not a critic. I, I would be the Paula Abdul of whatever that show was. Like
I mean,
I'm just like, yay, good job for going up there. Okay, yeah,
I think it's also so many people on the show are like award worthy that I think maybe sometimes when everybody else is so good it makes you look especially bad. It's a horrible way to gauge it, but
because
oh yeah,
honestly,
she's as wooden as Keanu Reeves.
yeah, well, honestly, okay, compared to Arya, really, you think Sansa's a worse actress? Mm, no, I disagree.
Oh, hey, Carrie.
Well, hey, Carrie.
Okay, hey. She says, can't stay in chat. Sansa is very immature. Little bit of bad parenting on Eddard's part. Giant revealed in this chapter out of the mouth of babes. Slimy Littlefinger. Okay, I missed that. Where was the giant
Yeah,
revealed?
well, I think it's just the reveal about that he could have had a V8 where he's like, duh.
Oh, I thought she was speaking literally like the Titan of Bravo, like literally giants.
Well, I don't know, maybe. But hi, Carrie. Um, I think I'm assuming, but you know what assuming does. But I I think that, but yeah, it was a super creeper move. Like, and also not just creepy because it is creepy, but also very poor manners. Like, okay, not only did Littlefinger um butt into their conversation, but he was eavesdropping. So he acknowledged that he was eavesdropping,
He was
and
creeping. He was creeping.
yeah, and like commented on like their conversation. Okay, yes, I'm eavesdropping, and then was even critical of their father while he was eavesdropping. Like, that's just like wrong after wrong after wrong after wrong. Like, I would love to know what Misha has to say about that.
She does love that little finger, but
yeah, I know, because she could always justify, or even if she couldn't justify it, she just loved that bad man. And we all have our
favorites.
Well, or just our bad boys that we love. Shame, shame. Everybody knows our name. So,
yes, but he's disrespectful. And Bree Vengeance says she makes me want to slap the shit out of her.
Oh, who Arya for throwing that orange at her big sister? I agree, Ree. I agree. No, see, everybody thinks that that's okay. You see, but I don't. That's destructive. That was like ruining her outfit. See, that would have been... Yeah, that's like soap on your toothbrush, man. That isn't cool. That's not cool. So, yeah, no, but it was a good short little chapter. I dug it. And I did not remember about Sansa dreaming about Lady.
I didn't either. And
it was also interesting how okay, so Sansa wasn't brought up to be a queen, right? She was brought up to be a lady, of course, but so her preconceptions of how a queen acts, and it was just like, a queen no one is ever allowed to see a queen cry or whatever, it's just like.
And Milt says double dipping in a salsa bowl isn't cool either. No, not any kind of dip. You never double dip that shit. After you've bitten it, it's like in one bite. It's like in one bite.
I concur. And man, aren't you bugged out at the party when you catch somebody doing it and you're like, oh. It's like, don't you want to just say, so here you go, or here, there's a spoon and a plate.
right. Like get you one of those little plates, put you a little bit on.
You can have, I guess, the rest of this dip. That reminds me of a Larry David where somebody ate like a ton of caviar and he totally busted him. Like, that was pretty funny.
Mary B says break the chip in half so you can have two dips.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And I like a Frito scoop, but sometimes they cut my mouth, because a Frito scoop can be very sturdy. You know what I mean? I mean, you can really get a good shovel full. Yeah, you can really get a good shovel full of dip on a Frito scoop, but sometimes they're a little hard.
Captain Crunch is the mouth cutter.
Captain Crunch?
I do love them. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Bubba Husky says, people are all like, Sansa's only a dope because she's young. Meanwhile, on Bear Island.
Well, no, it's not. Okay. And also, okay, Bubba, when I say young, I mean naive too. Just, okay, there's this grown-up wants to believe in fairy tales. I don't know if any of you guys saw my little post last night, but I was telling Marie Hill that because I don't know, like, you guys, I mean, kudos to you. And Cammie's always giving me the business about, like, okay, confession time. I've never watched Breaking Bad. Dun dun dun. Okay. Shocking horror, where it's all the horror faces. Oh. Okay, no, I didn't. But like, I don't have cable. I like had to beg, borrow, and steal to get like the HBO when it was on. I watch a lot of PBS, and actually,
I love PBS.
Me too. Love PBS. And one of my favorite all-time shows is Antiques Roadshow. I know, like, I'm like, okay, like full-fledged nerd dork card.
I think they were just in Ohio. I watched that.
Oh, yes. Well, we tried to get tickets to go, and they had a lot of, I don't know, like it was totally
It's hard to get tickets to go to the Antique Roadshow.
It was in Michigan. Like, you had to know somebody, or like,
or you were in this. It's hard to get tickets to go to. It's hard to get tickets to go to Antiques Roadshow.
I know, but I've been watching it forever. Like,
I watch it too. Nancy T says, I think it's bad parenting on Caitlin's part. She totally should have schooled those girls on court etiquette. Revengeance. How many people are going, guys are sitting there going, I'll still eat the dip. I mean, probably if nobody saw me, I would still eat depending on who double dipped, I would probably still eat the dip as well, especially if it's queso. I'll admit it.
Depends on what chatty it was.
And Eduardo says, this is a good point. Thank you. But it is easy to explain if you consider how Lyanna Mormont was raised against Sansa. I blame it on Caitlin.
Okay, but here, no. So, stop the Sansa judging. Toss Lyanna down in court at King's Landing. You think Arya didn't fit in? Hello, Lyanna Mormont? No, I don't care if he was a bastard. He's the king. No, like they don't play that. Like, so, you guys, come on. I think okay, Arya was never into it because that's who she is. She snuck away. Well, one, she was, and who likes to do crap they're not good at? Nobody, right? Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Some people, some evil sadists or masochists. I always get the two mixed up. But anyways, so, but Sansa was good at all that stuff, and she did like the fairy tales. Like, oh, that's what I was saying. Sorry, I get distracted and I forget easily. Yeah, I still listen to the fairy tales. And I was saying I put a link to the Hungarian fairy tales, and one of them is really excellent, and it's a super long story. It's not one of the short ones. I love the animation too, but it's about actually a dragon and a daddy and his daughter, and it is absolutely fabulous. It's like it's more than just a little clip. It's like an hour, maybe even two. Like, but I listened to the whole thing, and it's wonderful. And I'll have to like see if I can find it. But yeah, so I do like the fairy tales, and they're not always like sunshine and roses and happiness and sparkles.
Now, some fairy tales are quite creepy.
Yeah, like especially the old ones, because they had lessons and all this other stuff. But she liked the pageantry and I mean, we still do it today. I mean, look at the pomp and circumstance of the Catholic Church, and look at the pomp and circumstance of the royal family. And I mean, as Americans, no, we thumbed our noses to it. We're not going to play that. We don't do that. But you know, a lot of people do, and some people it's just not their bag. Like, you know, you could ask my dad, and he's like, I don't care about whatever. You know, like, yeah, who cares who got married and who what. But I mean, like, to me, it is like part of our history too. So I do dig that, and I'm a sucker for a princess story. Like, that's I like fairy tales, and guilty as charged. I dig Disney too, and I could get crucified. I know, because everybody hates Disney now too, and I know they're the evil empire and treat everybody bad. But I like the animation. I'm not so into their live action films.
Okay, Eduardo says, I'm not criticizing Sansa, Moni. I'm a fan. Just pointing out the differences in background. In medieval times, noble families, in particular, the father, took care of the sons and the mother of the daughters. Therefore, I blame it on Caitlin.
Right, right. But you know, like and so I think that she did a good job with Sansa as far as like being at court and stuff. And like, you know, oh, remember when she was brushing her hair and she was like, oh, but you have to let father let me go. It's everything I've ever wanted, mother. And she's like, she's just listening and brushing her hair. Like, but you know, and Arya was busting out of sewing lessons
Right.
to go like
to go
show up her little brother, like, because she could do archery better than him. And so does that make Caitlin a bad mom because she couldn't mold Arya into being the perfect lady? I mean, people are who they are. I don't know. And then also they went without their mom, like, because there always had to be a Stark at Winterfell. So they didn't get to have their mama down there. And I mean, sure, they had their septa, but that's not the same. And and Catelyn was savvy to the games of court. And you know, it was the reverse, remember, in the books, like Ned, now I forgot how it was to go. In the TV show, Ned didn't want to go, right? But
he didn't really want to go, but he knew he really couldn't say no. He wanted to help his friend. He didn't really want to go south, I think.
Right. Well, and then she was ready to go with him, and he's like, you can't. Sorry. Like, that was like, whoo.
Bubba Husky says Caitlin's a turd, Sansa's a turd. It's in their bones. Gross ass fish bones.
Okay, you know what? You might be not my mod anymore. My own personal mod. They're not turds. That's not fair.
Gross ass fish bones.
No. They're not. And I like Arya was one of my favorites, and I love, like, I'm a water dancer, man.
Hey, Al.
Hello, Al. You should have seen me at my work. Like, I had one year, a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, and this little boy, he was very physical, and he would go after us, and I was totally pulling like my water dancing, and the teacher I work with, she was like, "Whoa, you've got some." I said, "Yes, I'm water dancing." Like, of course, right over her head, because who can I talk about this with? Then my peeps here. But yeah, I totally. Luckily, I wasn't getting beaten with a stick by him, but I would. That was something I kind of always wanted to learn, was how to fence. I mean, before this Game of Thrones, before I saw Serial Pharrell. But so anyways, I very much enjoyed this chapter, and I think that Arya was a turd for throwing a blood orange at her sister's forehead and ruining her dress. And
I agree.
I think that Ned should not have told the girls to prepare themselves, but then again, I therein lies, I don't think he knows what to do with girls.
Right. And I think so as well.
And I think,
and that's what the chat is saying too. Like,
and I think maybe, see, now I'm saying like, well, is that just because he doesn't know what to do with girls? But like, so should he have told the boys? Like, if it was, all the boys down there, like, would they be okay with it? Well, if Bran was there as a little boy, I mean, he had his heart set on being a knight, right? But I don't think, I mean, and there I do concede that, and I know that's not in this chapter, but that is okay. If you're gonna hate Sansa, I'll give you, yes, her confiding in Cersei was against her father's explicit instructions, because
right.
it was in this chapter, do not tell anyone. Okay, I would not have gone against my papa.
Bubba Husky says, technically, she threw the orange at her face. She just has fins for hands and couldn't catch it.
Seriously, Bubba? Seriously?
Seriously. He's like, and then other people in the chat are saying, she's the Marcia Brady of Westeros, that Sansa is.
Okay. Fine.
Oh, hey, Cammy.
There's nothing wrong with that. Marcia. So who's Jan? Because I would say Arya Cindy then.
Oh man, remember the episode in which Bobby pays his friend to hang out with Cindy? Oh God. And then he's like, you don't have to pay me. She's cool. I'll do it for free. Yeah.
Aw, that's so nice. That's so nice. Yes. So anyways, I did enjoy this. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say.
It is. Like, and if anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat now.
Yeah, Arya was getting everything she wanted. So,
and anything you want, not just about Game of Thrones. I mean, if you want to ask us if we would eat the chip after it had already been, the dip after it had been double dipped, would we do it? Would I do it? Maybe. Depends on whose party I'm at. If I'm at my parents' house for Christmas and they've got some dip out, so, it's just all family, yeah, I would eat the double dip chip. I would eat it. I would eat it.
And depends on if I had just talked to Ed Weirwood. I'm just saying.
It depends on things, but yeah, maybe I would. I tell you what, I've certainly in a drunken state eaten some hogshead cheese. And if you know what that is, I just eat anything, at this point.
I might go behind them and get a spoon and scoop out where their mouth germs were, where that double dip chip was. Smack it on the table. Ew. If they were a good enough friend, totally call them out. Be like, dude, you just double dipped. That's Bob.
Okay, Revengeance wants to know if you will sing Purple Rain. I love a neck bone, Cammy.
Aww. We were singing it the other night. Nope, copyright strike. Sorry, can't do it. I wouldn't want to do that. It's on a delay, so I see my stupid faces after I make them, and I'm like, oh. I make stupid faces. Sorry.
Me too. Sometimes when a particularly difficult customer comes in the Dollar Tree and I'm, trying to listen, especially when somebody comes back to return something, okay, because they need, I don't know, and I just try to totally keep this completely blank face. Like,
that's something that
like when people are coming in at 9:50, like I'm trying to
right.
keep the like crazy off my face. Like,
Good luck with that.
right. Like, 10 minutes,
All right.
get up out of here.
I have a yeah, we've all been there. I've worked retail before. All right, I have a question. Should I should I rip open? Am I allowed to show these?
I think so.
Peach on the beach or Jamaican smile, but I like to say Jamaican me smile.
Peach on the beach. Peach on the beach.
Well, I'm asking the chat. It's a survey.
I'm gonna go in for peach on the beach, and
okay.
Sometimes when I get a daiquiri at the local daiquiri getting spot, like we have a peach daiquiri that's quite delicious. Also, that drink at Outback Steakhouse that's made with peaches and cognac. Who knows this drink I speak of? That's a delicious drink.
So yeah, let me know, guys. Peach on the beach or Jamaican me smile. Jamaican me smile.
Cammy says peach on the beach. Carrie McDonald says, "Hey Moni G, I can't wait to join you sometime."
Yeah, we're gonna have
Bubba Husky says he's not your sponsor.
No, you were supposed to be my personal mod until you started talking about fish bones.
Revengeance says the Jamaican me smile. It's 2 for peach on the beach and 1 for Jamaican.
You're not my sponsor. What's that mean?
No sex for a year.
Well, okay, wait. I was just like, well, fuck that. Like that makes a difference. Hello. Seriously? Like, it's been longer than that, kids.
Mary B says Jamaican. Okay, you guys, if there's no other questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. And thanks everybody for joining us. Next week, we are on, it's chapter 45 in the book, chapter 46 in the audiobook. And it's an Eddard chapter.
Eddard. Nettie.
Yep. It's a Nutty Ned chapter.
Oh yeah, so you break the chip twice, but do you eat after a double dipper?
Thank you, Eduardo. It's good to see ya.
And like
hey Terry, welcome back.
The boys back in school when I was in high school, that's what they called like getting it with somebody was.
But he says no, the drink maker is a sponsor of Jennifer's channel. I would proudly have them as sponsors, yeah. Revengeance says she just gets her own dip. Let's see, what's Nancy's strategy up here? I break the chip and dip twice. Mary B says, good strategy, Nancy. Bree says, I just get my own dip. Cammie, hey, welcome. Cammie's saying hey to everybody. And no turnaround with your chips. Okay, what does that mean? Like when somebody's sitting there going in an elaborate way to get more dip on the chip. Is that what you mean?
That means like they dip it, they take a bite, and then they turn it around and do the other side instead of breaking it.
Okay. No, hell no. That doesn't count as a new chip.
Yeah.
Carrie says, Mary, been to the grill Jamaica 3 times. Definitely Jamaican me smile.
All right. Is that the ones that won?
I think it was pretty much a tie, though.
A tie?
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, Jen, pick which side, which arm. Eeny,
left.
Meeny, miny, mo.
Left.
My left arm?
Yes, Nancy T. I did get some new banners. I want to call attention.
I know. I wanted to say that. You look like a freaking awesomeness.
I know. I want to call attention to the new banners in which Russell ordered me. He got me the Tarly banner. The Tarth banner is new, and Hey, we're not. And we also now we got the Mormont banner over there.
And so, oh, Brianna Tarth. I was like, Tarth. I was trying to like rattle the marbles in there. All right, Peach on the Beach it is.
And you guys, these banners were really affordable. They came from that app Wish. Now the Lannister banner is like from Hot Topics or wherever. It was like closer to $20. But the Tarth banner, they're only one-sided, but they were like, $5.99 or something like that, like extremely affordable. And I know sometimes Wish takes a really long time, but they actually got here really relatively fast. I mean, Russell ordered them around his birthday, which was July 15th. So
okay, wait. So like, could this be like a sigil? Cammy inspired me, but then somebody said it was like
that's cute. Did you do that?
Yeah, it's my friend thought it was Sansa. But so like it could be a dire wolf. Yeah,
it's a very happy wolf. At first, I thought it was a little fox.
Well, I thought it was like Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, cool. Reese says, I got off Amazon. I got the tourney ones. That's cool. I mean, I'd like to have all of them, but this Game of Thrones habit adds up. All right. And Carrie tells us good night. Well, y'all, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up because I know it's the middle of the week and everybody's got stuff going on. And thank you for tuning in.
No.
Like I said.
Just like when I'm in the chat. I never want to go. No.
Nancy I hate to say good night. So good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. We're doing an Ed Art chapter. I think it's Ed Art 11, but it's chapter 45 in the book, 46 in the audiobook. Okay, everybody.
Can I come back?
You can. All right. We'll see y'all next week. Everybody have a great week.
Bye, guys. Mwah.